Hey guys, what's going on? SpitBrix here, and in this video I'll be reviewing the full series of LEGO Mixels Series 8. This wave of LEGO Mixels introduces new parts and some very detailed Mixels themselves. This series includes 3 MCFD tribe members, Splasho, Hydro, and Aquad, and together the MCFD Max, the Medix tribe, which includes Surgeo, Tuth, and Skrubz, which combine to the Medix Max, and the Pyratzz tribe, including Sharx, Lewt, and Skulzy, and combined, of course, to make Pyratzz Max. Alright, now that you've met all the Mixels in this series, let's build them. After that super fast building session, we now have the full series. Starting with the MCFD tribe, which all revolves around firefighters and putting out fires. Splasho lives up to be a fire hydrant. I really like how complete this build is. Has some really nice articulation there on his arms, which have 2 hinges and go back and forth like so. He comes with a small bucket right here on his left hand, shoots water out the middle of him, which is his mouth. And I really like how they use these new teeth pieces right here, how they're just poking through and using these 2 tire rim pieces. Looks really nice. His build on the top resembles that he is a fire hydrant. That is a steering wheel on the top. So overall, really nice looking Splasho Mixel. Next up is Hydro. Now Hydro comes with the Nixel in this tribe. You can see that we have gotten this build before, however we have not gotten those transparent ears that he has for this Nixel. So really nice to get that. Looks really cool. And the actual build of Hydro himself, he was one of my most anticipated Mixels in this series. He has water that squirts out of his hands, and he is to resemble a sort of a fire truck with a big tall ladder to get up to the top of the house or a tree. You can see we have the classic Mixel eyes up here, and this ladder here on the back is on hinges, and this guy has tons of posability. You can bend this however you want. You can make it go straight up to reach the tallest points, or make it go all the way down to the front. So the posability on this guy is endless, especially on his neck. You can see that we have hinges for his arms, like I said, that shoot some water. This is the rest of his mouth, so he's actually got a very tall mouth right here. Kind of wondering how he's supposed to chew. He doesn't really have an enclosed mouth. It's just kind of some teeth sticking out on the very top of him and very bottom. And I guess you could say that this ladder is his jaw, because that's how he moves his mouth up and down. And down here on the very bottom at last, you can see that he does have some wheels. However, whenever he stands, the wheels are actually not touching the ground. And so whenever I slide him, the wheels actually do not turn. And last but certainly not least, in the MCFD tribe, this is a quad. Now a quad is to resemble a plane or a firefighter plane to fight forest fires. Now, unlike most Mixels, a quad actually has a very major play feature. Back here you can see the tail of this plane Mixel, and if you lift that up, you can see that there is a little spot underneath, and out dumps 2 trans blue studs, and this is to resemble water, so he can put out fires. Now, as for more details on him, you can see that we have some wings up here on the front. They look really nice, have some nice details on them, and I really like that we get the firefighter helmet here on the minifigure head. I always like getting the minifigure head eye, always really cool and creepy to put on actual minifigures. Now, like I said, this is on a ball and socket joint. This is the only thing I do not care about for this guy. There's a big gap right there, and I found that really weird and annoying. But other than that, very nice Aquad. Really like the tanks on the sides here with water filled inside. Not actually in there, but you can take those studs and put them in there as well for another play feature. Next up, we are moving to the Medix tribe, and starting off with the fan favorite, Tuth. Now, as of what I've heard, this is definitely the fan favorite for this whole entire series in general. Everybody loves this figure, and in all honesty, he definitely lives up to it. He is a very nicely complete Mixel. There is really nothing really bad to say about him, and he's very creative. You can actually see that he actually resembles an actual Tuth, living up to his name. You can see here you have the tooth down here, and these are the roots that will go into your gums. And there he is, a Tuth. Just wanted to show that off for any of you guys who did not actually catch that. Now, he has a bow tie right here in the front, as well as a really cool toothbrush with a transparent plate piece on top of there, as well as a scary looking hammer. I do not want that going into my mouth whenever I come to the doctor. Now, as for his mouth, he also has a lot of articulation here. There you can see on the inside of his mouth, and he's got 2 teeth right there. Now, you can put stuff on those studs if you have anything that you want him to be eating, and you have the classic LEGO Mixel eyes. On top, you can just see those circular tiles there that give it a very nice 3-dimensional look, and overall, a really nice Mixel. Next up here is Skrubz. And he also comes with a Nixel, so Skrubz is the Mixel in this tribe that comes with the Nixel. This is a brand new face piece on there, and this Nixel has a broken leg, so he has come to the doctor to get some treatment for it, and he actually looks sad. He doesn't actually look menacing and ready to nix some things up, and that'll be kind of interesting if this guy is actually in the TV show on Cartoon Network. Now, the actual build here of Skrubz is very nice. Now, I just want to start off with my not-so-amazing thing on this guy is the back. It doesn't really look finished, in my opinion, and so whenever I look at him, that definitely drops the value in him, or at least my rating on him. But then again, the whole point is looking at the front of him, and on the front, he is designed very well. I really like this top part right here where he's got his eye in between the light, and that's sort of a light that they'll shine down on you. I see it a lot in dentist places. They shine it into your mouth so they can see better. And he is wielding 2 of these pieces right here that are actual brick built, and these are pallets that will actually shock you. They go through an electric shock and will shock you basically back into existence. That part is actually on a hinged system right here, so he has a lot of movability right here, which is always nice if you guys like posing and playing with your Mixels. Now, as for his mouth, I'm going to open up his arms real quick. You can see that he has a whole bunch of teeth, which is always nice to get, and also this piece that goes right in front that actually you can fit little pieces in on the sides if you so want to. On the back there is actually some red pieces for his tongue, as well as just the back of his mouth, and that is a part covering up his mouth, but it is in a nice trans blue color that works nicely with this set. Finally, in this tribe, here is Surgeo. Now, I'm going to be honest, this was my least favorite in this tribe before I actually built him, and now he is one of my favorites. He is very nicely built, and I'm not really sure why I didn't like this guy. I guess I thought of him as too boxy right here, unfinished, but actually, this Mixel is very nicely developed and looks very fresh and complete here, especially on the back, which I really like. Now, I really do like this big old needle that he's holding in his right hand. Once again, would not want to see that if I was actually at the doctor's office to have some things worked on, as well as this big old hammer that he has in his other hand. Now the big draw to this guy is, of course, he has a little compartment down here, so he can put his hammer in there or whatever else you want to store in there. He has some very small feet down here on the bottom that are on ball and socket joints, so that's always nice. However, there is not much posability with how small those feet are. Now, as for the head, this is where things get very interesting on Surgeo. You can actually flip this already super cool head and actually make a second face. Now, this one, he's got the bananas or the silver banana pieces here as a mustache, and these that were teeth before are now hair, so this is really cool. I definitely like that they chose this one. It looks much better. However, that is really cool that you can have 2 faces and 2 expressions on Surgeo. Heading on to the last tribe, this is the Pyratzz tribe, and this Mixel in front of you is Lewt. Now, Lewt resembles Craw and Tapsy from a previous Mixel series. However, he has some very unique features on his own. Really like those gold claws that he has, as well as the treasure chest-like look. He also has this interesting claw here on his left hand, alright, that is basically a two-dimensional claw. You can see that, and they'll go snap, 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 and you can claw some stuff with that, so that's always pretty fun. He's holding a coin on the other side, and these are just hinged on, so these can go, this one can go up and down, and this one can go side to side, so that's pretty cool. You can see this lock piece in the middle. You do get an extra one of those, so that's really cool. You get two of those, basically. One of them goes on him. His eyes are pretty wonky. You've got these two little seaweed or flower pieces up here that go on the stems to his eyes. They're on a nice ball and socket joint, so these eyes can move all around and position them however you would like. So he's got some nice posability, and really like that he looks like a chest. That's really cool. You can see there, that's the handle. Open it up, and there you have his golden coin teeth, which is really cool. These are some silver studs up on the top for silver coins as well. So this guy has a lot of detail, and I like him much more than what I did whenever I just saw the pictures of him. Next up is a very interesting Mixel indeed. This is Skulzy, and he does come with the Nixel in this tribe. This is a brand new Nixel face. You can see with that eye patch on there, he is a pirate with that 3 spiked hair. He is also holding a coin. Now, Skulzy himself is pretty interesting. We've actually never really gotten anything like this before. His face is, well, by his name, a skull. And he's got a gold earring there, you can see on the left. An eye patch, which is pretty interesting, as well as a little life preserver sort of piece that goes around his Mixel eye. He only has one eye. There is actually nothing underneath this patch. Only one gold coin that you can see right there. You can see that he does have a pirate hat, and you just saw a flag there on the back. I actually never even realized this until I built this set. Now, the back looks kind of interesting. It's not 100% complete in my opinion, but it's okay. The actual mouth here is pretty interesting. This guy is very creative. You can see how they built that right there. He has a peg leg and holds a sword. Also has some of those green accents that you saw over on Lewt as well. And overall, a pretty interesting, not one of my favorites, but it may be to yours, so I'm not going to be expressing that really that much. I do like his peg leg, though, and just the overall creativity of this Mixel. And the last Mixel to review in this series, this is Sharx. And yes, he is modeled to be a shark, and he's got a whole bunch of posability here on his head, literally on a ball and socket joint. This thing can go absolutely anywhere you please. I'm not going to disappoint you there on any posability. He's got a golden coin there. He's actually got quite a few golden coins. There's actually a hidden one inside there. There it is. And just pop that back on, and that's pretty interesting that he is able to steal some gold coins from, I don't really know, maybe some Nixels who had it close by. Maybe that one. Anyways, he's got the classic Mixel eye on this side, and he's actually got a black one over here, so he's actually lost his eye over here. He's got an interesting hat. I'm not really digging it. However, he does have a little gold piece that sticks off of it that could be one of many things. You guys can let me know what you think it is down in the comment section below. And this foot is kind of funky. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be, but it's kind of just a jumble of bricks. But the back looks pretty good. I do compliment them on that. And the actual creativity on these guys and this whole entire Pyratzz tribe is very good. You can see he's got this golden hook hand over here, which is also really cool. I really like getting the hooks, and inside his mouth you saw that we have a lot of teeth, and actually 2 sets of teeth right there, since sharks do have more than 1 set of teeth, so that whenever the ones in the front fall off, the other ones can replace it. A little bit of science there, and some facts on sharks. Who knew? And that is going to wrap it up for my review of the full wave of Series 8 Mixels. I think this wave is a very strong one indeed, has some really nice creativity, in these Mixels, and some really nice new pieces that we have not gotten and or are rare pieces that we don't see very much. And you guys can comment your favorite tribe and character down in the comment section below. Mine would have to be Tuth from the Medix tribe, as well as probably Hydro or Splasho from the MCFD. Thank you guys so much for watching this LEGO Mixel review. I'm SpitBrix. Don't forget to check out some other LEGO Mixel action on my channel and subscribe so you never miss any of that. Hit that like button if you guys are pumped for this Series 8 wave and, of course, Series 9 and beyond. See you guys in the next video.